Dear colleagues, dear organizers of the Congress, my name is Georgieva, Assistant Professor Doctor at the Agricultural University of Plovdiv, Department of Crop Science. Let me present the results from our research with title Use of some products for foliar application for improving the productivity, quality, and essential oil content of coriander seeds under southeastern Bulgaria conditions, where I work together with Associate Professor Dr. Vanya Delibautova and Associate Professor Dr. Petar Chavdarov, with the aim to investigate the effect of some foliar fertilizers and biostimulators on the elements of the productivity, seed yield, essential oil content in coriander cultivar Lozen 1. A field trial was carried out on leached Smolnica soil type in the region of the village Srebino, southeastern Bulgaria, during the period 2018 to 2020. The experiment was arranged according to the block plot design method in 4 replications, both sides of 15 square meter, after predecessor weight. The following foliar fertilizers and biostimulators are applied at the respective rates. All treatment were compared to the untreated control. The application of the products took place at the end of the buttoning and the beginning of the flowering stage. This is a picture from the last economic year, 2020. The basic factors determining the growth, development, and the productivity of coriander during the investigated period were the precipitation and the temperatures. The values of the indicator temperature varied not so much during the period. The values are so close. So the main factor determining the differences between the investigated year were the amount of the precipitation. During the first year, the amount of the precipitation was the greatest. Precipitation was evenly distributed, so this year could be distinguished as most favorable for the cultivation of the crop. During the second year, in the ripening stage, in Yuli, the amount of the rainfall was almost near zero, which has a good effect on the essential oil content. During the third year of the investigation, the amount of the rainfall was lower, so this year could be distinguished as less favorable for the cultivation of the crop. The number of umbels per plant was with the highest values during the first year of the investigation, when the climatic conditions were optimal. On average for the period, the treatment with the product master blend resulted in the highest number of umbels per plant, followed by the treatment with the product 30 grain, and at least was the untreated control. The dispersion analysis showed that the both factors variant and year influence the number of umbels per plant, and the interactions between those factors is also significant and proven. The number of seeds per plant varies during the investigated period, with the highest values during the first year, which was most favorable for the cultivation. The results show that the application of the products increases the number of seeds per plant with circa 14, 13, 18% respectively for the first, second, and the third year compared to the untreated control. On average for the period, the treatment with the product master blend resulted in the higher number of seeds per plant, 296 seeds versus 258 seeds. The rest of the products, on average for the period, exceeded the control by 12 to 38 seeds. The seed weight per plant was with the lowest values in the control during the third year of the investigation, namely 1.08 grams. All treated variants exceeded the control during the whole investigation. On average for the period, the treatment with the product master blend resulted in the highest seed weight, 1.82 grams, followed by the treatment with the product Vertigrain and at least the untreated control. The treatment with the foliar products exceeded the control by 3 to 15% on average for the period. The both factors, variant and climatic condition of the year, influence the indicator seed weight, as the interaction between those factors is also significant. The 1000 seed weight varies during the first year by the treated variance between 7.4 to 7.8 versus 6.8 by the control, which means that the applied product exceeded the control by circa 8%. The lowest values of the indicator were observed during the third year, less favorable for the cultivation of the crop. The effect of the applied product here in this year is most expressed because the variants treated with the products exceeded the control between 10 to 15%. The both factors, treatment and conditions of the year, influence the variation of 1000 seed weight, but the interaction between the both factors is insignificant. The seed yield is with the highest values during the first year of the investigation when the climatic conditions were optimal, and with the lowest values during the third year, the less favorable for the cultivation of the crop. On average for the period, the treatment with the product master blend resulted in the higher seed yield and at least was the control. The both factors, variant and year, influence the variation of the seed yield, but the interaction between those factors is insignificant. Unlike the other parameters who were with the highest values during the first year, most favorable for the cultivation of the crop, the essential oil content is with the highest values during the second year. The essential oil content is favored by the dry, hot weather and lesser amount of rainfalls during the ripening stage. These conditions were observed, namely, during the second year of the investigation. On average for the period, all treatments exceeded the control, as the treatment with the product Vertigrain resulted in the highest content of essential oil, not only on average for the period, but also during the first, second, and the third year. Both sources of variation influence the essential oil content, and the interaction between those factors is also statistically significant. The applied products for foliar application increase the productivity and the essential oil content. In the studied coriander cultivar Rosen 1, what we could recommend for the praxis is the application of the biostimulator fertigrain if you want to increase the essential oil content, and if the aim is to increase the yield and the elements of the productivity, we should apply the foliar fertilizer master blend. The products work, so they could be also applied by other essential oil crops. Thank you for your attention.